Open-Minded by Eric Stevens and Alakazam Magic is a very fun new take on the classic brainwave effect, but with some really fooling new convincers. Should you buy this? Today, we're going to find out. So I'm going to show you one of the cool handlings you can do with Open-Minded. This is the ACAN version. This isn't the only handling you can use, but it is one of my favorites. So they name a number from 1 to 52. Let's say they say 30. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. This card, the 3 of clubs. We're going to place that down on the table. And what's really cool is you could have picked any one you wanted, but you chose the 3 of clubs. And I knew you would choose the 3 of clubs. In fact, all signs pointed to it. Literally, all signs pointed to it because I drew an arrow and it points to your card. But not just these cards have the arrow. Also, these cards, all pointing to your card. But there's only one card that didn't have the arrow drawn on it, and that's your 3 of clubs, because it actually has a completely different back design, and that's Open-Minded. As you can see, this is just a really strong routine. It's really strong because they can name any number from 1 to 52, or there's another handling where they can name any card they see in the deck. And it's really strong. What do you get when you purchase this? When you purchase Open-Minded by Eric Stevens from Alakazam United States or Alakazam United Kingdom, because Alakazam has a United States warehouse now, shipping from Chris James. You get this very nice box. Inside the box, you're going to get this. This is the blank tuck case containing your Open-Minded Gaff deck. You'll also receive the link to your tutorial, which is also included. Now, what is the quality of the gimmick? The Gaff deck is not Bicycle, but it resembles Bicycle enough that you could probably put it in a Bicycle tuck case. There is that special material that us magicians are all familiar with that will wear out over time. But you probably have some at home that you can reapply once it does eventually wear out. The cards handle pretty well, but they aren't USPCC, so they don't handle quite as smooth. Now, how is the tutorial? The tutorial is pretty good. It's about 30 minutes long. Mainly at the beginning, it's Peter Nardi in the Alakazam studio. He's going to go through the main handling and then some additional subtleties and different ways you could go about presenting this. Eric Stevens is also in the tutorial. He teaches an ACAN style routine, and it's a nice, concise tutorial. It's a nice, concise tutorial. It was what it needed to be. Now, what are the angles like for this? The angles on this routine are perfect. You can perform this completely surrounded, and the method is really, really clever. So 360 degrees, you can be surrounded when doing this. Now, are there any live performances? Yes, there are live performances in the tutorial. Is this examinable? The deck of cards is absolutely not examinable. If they pick up the deck of cards, they'll know it is gimmicked. Same with the brainwave deck. However, you can hand out their named card or the card at their named number. That card is examinable, just the rest of the deck is not. Now let's talk about the difficulty and practicality of the effect. This isn't difficult at all. There are multiple ways to present the routines, and the Gaff deck does pretty much all the work for you. No joke. There's no memorization like there is in Brainwave. All you have to be able to do is deal off cards from the top and spread a pack of cards. If you can do that, you can perform this. And this is practical for many different environments. However, keep in mind, you likely do need a softer surface. It won't work as good on glass or marble tables. You'll need a close-up pad in order to preserve the cards and in order to keep the cards from clumping up. And you also need a table. This would work great for table hopping. Now, is there any DIY? There's no DIY initially, as the gaff deck does come ready to go right out of the box. However, eventually, once the material wears out, you will have to reapply it. And the material is something that most magicians already have. Now, how much pocket space is required? Now, you just have to carry this. It is, in a sense, a one-trick pony, but it is a good trick. Yeah, you have to carry a box of cards. It is a gimmicked deck of cards. You can't do any other tricks with it. You can't use it like a normal deck. You have to carry around the gaff deck to do the one routine. And pocket space comes at a premium nowadays. So you have to decide if this is strong enough that you want to carry around this one deck of cards in your pocket. It is an amazing trick, and it can be played bigger than the original brainwave, because the original brainwave, if you don't remember, is just one card is facing the other direction, the card they named, and that card has a different colored back design. With this, you're playing it bigger because you're showing there's arrows here, there's arrows there, and then you can turn it over. And also with this, you can show both sides of the deck, which you couldn't do with the original brainwave. What's the reset like? This trick resets instantly in front of your spectators, which is awesome. Now, one big difference between this and the brainwave deck, both of which are super fair with the spectators selecting a card, is with the brainwave deck, they can name literally any card from the 52 cards. They can name any of the 52 cards. In this version, at least for the simple handling, which is not the handling I showed you earlier, for the simple handling, they can only name one of the cards they see in the deck. You spread the cards face up, they can name any card they see. So, yeah, both are strong. However, I feel like it's more fair to say think of any card than think of any card you see. However, if you're doing the 8-can routine that I showed you earlier, they can name any number from 1 to 52 without any restrictions. So I guess that kind of offsets the fact that with the simple open-minded routine, they can only name a card they see, because with the 8-can, they can name any number from 1 to 52. Also, the fact that you have the arrow or multiple arrows pointing to their card, and their card has the blue back design, is very strong. I guess it comes down to personal preference of whether you prefer having the arrows in the different colored back, or if you would prefer just the original brainwave. If you prefer the arrows and being able to play it bigger and then revealing the different colored back, you'll probably prefer this more than the original brainwave. So it's up to you which version you prefer more. This, in my opinion, does have a slightly bigger, more visual ending because this trick is so impossible. However, I do think the original brainwave is a little bit more practical because it doesn't require a table. But what's the price of open-minded? This costs $30 US, and that is a fair price. However, the brainwave deck is a lot cheaper. So if you want this, you should justify. Do you think it's worth spending $30 US to add that extra reveal of the arrows? I think if you like the trick, it is definitely worth the price. But it will come down, as I said before, to personal preference. I love the fact that you can show both sides of the deck with this. Honestly, that makes it so much stronger. I also like how much bigger you can play the routine to. But again, it's up to you. Now, what are the pros and cons? The pros are there's no memorization. It's fun to perform. It has a much bigger build-up than the standard brainwave. It's angle proof. You can show both sides of the deck. It resets instantly. It's a really strong effect. There's multiple moments of magic. It's well priced. And for the cons, also it's angle proof. That's another pro. For the cons, I guess, not any card can be named. You can't say name any card in the deck. Only one they see, which is still a lot of cards. They have a lot of cards to choose from, or you can have them name any number from 1 to 52. So that kind of offsets that issue. Now, once you start to use this, the cards eventually won't spread as easily. Even if you reapply stuff, once they start to get really old with sweat and stuff in them, they might start to clump up. Also, the deck is not examinable. So once you perform this, you can't hand the deck out, but you can hand out their named card or their selection. Also, this isn't USB-CC. It's not Bicycle, but it does look close enough. Now, what percent am I giving this? I'm giving open-minded an 85%. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.